All right, let's do this, everyone. Welcome to Hockey Talk with Anand. My name is Anand, your host for this one. It's been a long time, so thanks for joining us. We are talking about all your hockey needs, your hockey chat. Uh, our chat line is open, so if you want to ask questions, feel free. Our Instagram chat is open, so we are streaming live through Instagram and on YouTube as well. Thanks for joining. We have a special guest appearance as well soon. I'll introduce him shortly. But if you have any questions related to Calgary Flames, Calgary Wranglers, or even the Calgary Canucks, most of you might have not heard about the Calgary Canucks team. We'll talk about them a little bit as well, and we'll let you know why we should talk about the Calgary Canucks too. Um, just looking at the Instagram chat, welcome Andrew from Game Over Calgary is here. Good afternoon, Andrew. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining. We'll talk about the Calgary Flames. We'll talk about Calgary Wranglers. We'll talk about Calgary Canucks. We'll mix everything together. And if you want to talk about anything specific, let us know as well. Once again, our chat line is open. So this afternoon, I'm going to welcome Mackenzie Grafton from Win Column. He does social media and writing for Win Column as well, writing for Calgary Canucks. Mackenzie, welcome. Thanks for doing this. And how are you this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me on. It's been a while since I've done a show, and glad to be back.
Yeah, I think the last show I was telling you off air, we did it on March 27th. It was right when last season the Flames got eliminated in the playoffs. And now we are here sitting telling the Calgary Flames are going to be maybe in the playoff picture. That's where they are sitting at right now. So let's do this. We'll kick way to our segment of Calgary Flames, Wranglers, and Canucks. Once again, welcome aboard if you're tuning in. My first question for you, Mackenzie. What have you noticed from game one all the way? We are at game number 44 right now for the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, this team's. I wasn't expecting it out the gate. If you remember back in October, how we came out of the gate flying with that big comeback win against the Canucks, and then we won four in a row. And then I think we kind of struggled for a second there, and we were kind of up and down. But overall, I think I didn't picture the Flames being at where they are right now. Currently, I believe they're still in that wild card spot. Um, yeah, number two, 1 point ahead of some competition. The last two games, as you know, those are some big games against a home and home against St. Louis, and the Flames dropped the ball in that. So we'll
Yeah,
see what's
that
going to happen next.
yeah, the Tuesday one was close enough. They lost against 2-1. I think they had it most of the period. They were not out of it at all. But then yesterday we saw them dropping 3-0, and then in the second period, the comeback came looking closer, but again, they dropped the ball completely in the third period. So, talking about the third period, we have been the third period charming team from since October, but then now we have kind of dropped that ball on the comebacks. Have you noticed that? Would you agree with me?
Yeah, I think we're not. The comebacks aren't as often nowadays, and I think maybe that has to do with scoring. Scoring's kind of dropped down, kind of struggling on that part. I think we're one of the lower scoring teams per game. That's something I noticed. I just did a halfway report here for the Canucks or for the Flames on the Win Column channel, and that was something I was talking about a lot about how they had some comebacks, and nowadays the scoring kind of disappeared. So I think a couple of days ago when I published this, it was we're sitting at 2.61. This was a couple of days ago, goals per game, and last year we were up at 3.09.
All right. Yeah, definitely the scoring has dropped off. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But for those who are joining us, welcome aboard. I see Caleb joining us, Rocco joining us, Matthew Olsgaard joining us, whoever tuning in. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Once again, if you have any questions for the chat, please drop them below. So, talking about scoring, I think one of the lines that we really need to change for the Calgary Flames right now is the fourth line. That's right now Lomber, Rooney, and Doher. yesterday, Mackenzie, we were talking late last night about few potential changes. What do you think we can do with the fourth line, or what needs to change to get scoring a bit? I know we won't be right away be able to change the lack of scoring, but can something be done?
Yeah, on that fourth line, I don't think there's much that can be done to scoring from them. That fourth line, it's not meant. They're not meant to be scoring goals, but so I don't know if there's any changes that could happen. Maybe I think we talked about maybe calling someone up from the Wranglers to maybe bring some energy, some more energy onto the line. I know the Flames have kind of struggled with some injuries too, so that's kind of made the lineup a little bit different. Like we're missing like Justin Kirkland, who would probably be a better fit on that fourth line. And if you have guys like Zari back or Mantha, who's out for the season, you would be pushing guys down a bit, so that would change the look of the fourth line. But at this moment, maybe give another AHL guy a chance.
Yeah, 100%. We were talking about maybe Clark Bishop. I know he's a captain for the Wranglers, but he could be a good candidate for call up. We have Dryden Hunt. We have Adam Klapka, he who can stand tall and hit. So a couple different options looking for the Calgary Flames call up. It will be interesting to see if we'll see a call up tomorrow. We are playing again tomorrow at the road in Winnipeg. Let's talk about the Winnipeg team who has been hot and strong this season. What are you expecting from the Flames against the Winnipeg Jets?
That's going to be a really tough matchup for Calgary going into Winnipeg against a really good squad. They came out of the gates this season flying, like probably the best team in the league at the time. They have some really good scorers, so they're going to have to contain guys like Kyle Connor. And the way scoring's been going for the Flames, it's going to be tough. Like they're going to have to find a way to put something past Hellebuck. I believe. I don't know who's playing tomorrow, but it's probably Hellebuck. He's been getting a bulk of the starts.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Before we move on to the next topic, kind of thing, we have a question from the Instagram chat this time. Should the Flames trade Anderson? Your thoughts? I know that's a topic that's been brewing up in the social media channels wherever you look, Twitter, Sportsnet, Win column. Everybody's talking about should the Flames trade Rasmus Anderson? I'll ask you that question, Mackenzie, first, and then I'll kind of
Mhm.
respond to that.
Yeah, it's I'm still on the fence about that one. I mean, I love Anderson. I like what he brings to the team. I know he's been a bit quiet lately. So I mean, if you want to move on from him, now's the time. Like the trade deadline is going to be the time to move. I'm just looking past. I know we made couple of moves last year with the with defensemen, like moving out Hannafin. So, I mean, now's the time if you want to make a move to get something good back. Otherwise, if you wait too long, it's he's gonna have to stay. But I'd like
Yeah,
to keep him, but I just don't know how much he's going to be worth.
yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially yeah, like you said, um, if the Flames ever decide to trade him, which I don't think, because they want him to extend, he wants to stay. He
Hmm.
hates a few teams that we saw a quote on Win column once again. Uh, Flames fans go follow Win column. Amazing group of people who write stuff for the Flames. Go check them out. But yeah, yeah, I'm on the fence of trading Anderson. In the fence of trading Anderson too. Of course, we need a couple better veterans on the team to build these rookies. That's how Kevin Ball, for example, is now playing great with Anderson. I think that's one of the examples you can do. But again, Mackenzie, he has been quite as of late. Looking at his stats just right now, 44 games played, a -10. I know plus or minuses are not a big stat count line, but if you want to look at that way, 6 goals, 12 assists and 18 points this season. So he has been a little quiet, but I like the pairing of Kevin Ball and Anderson. They have ranked the top minutes of defense pairing. So unless you get a great package for him, I would say don't do it. Let him stay with the team. And of course, he's only eligible to sign a contract extension come July 1st. So if a good trade package comes before then, sure, trade him, but if not, then let him sign. I think that's where my thought is.
And if someone comes knocking on the door and they're offering a first round pick this season, I'd probably go ahead and take that. I know the Flames have to. They're kind of watching their first round pick. I know as it stands, they would lose a pick to Montreal, because they're probably sitting in the middle of the standings right now, which kind of sucks. So I think we have two other picks from Florida, and I can't remember the other pick. What was it? The New Jersey pick for that Kevin Ball and Markstrom trade. So those are going to be a bit later. So maybe if you could stockpile another first round pick, I would potentially listen to people.
Yeah, 100%. Hope that answers your question, Rocco Stopkick. Thanks for joining us on the Instagram friend. Once again, we are wide open to questions as well. We have Lou joining us on the YouTube friend as well. Lou, thanks for joining and welcome aboard. Send us your questions as well if you have any. But here's the main important question for you, Mackenzie. I think this will be the main topic of our episode altogether. But should the Flames actually chase playoffs, or should they? What should they do? What is their direction looking like right now?
I think they should just kind of stay where they're at. If they get offers for some guys to move some veterans out. Like if we can find a spot for, I know we were talking about Anderson, and I kind of want to keep him, but yeah, move Anderson. Maybe we should try and move Kadri. Um, Guys like that. We can. I know we're kind of low on the cap, or like at well, like right over the minimum. So like you got to be aware of that too. But I don't think we should make. I don't think we should be making any deals to swing for the fences. I know we're in a playoff spot currently, but the last two games, if that's what we're going to look like, I don't think we should push for the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%. We had the opportunity to push St. Louis Blues back behind 5 points on the table, but then now they have closed it back to 1 point. Once again, Winnipeg will be a strong team to chase against. Then we have Buffalo Sabres, few teams that are now below the standings coming to play us as well. We have Vegas Golden Knights coming. I know against stronger teams above our standing, we play really well and we can play really well, but then we drop the ball against lower ranked teams. And I think one of them right now haunting us is St. Louis Blues. Now we have Anaheim Ducks coming up. I believe we also even have San Jose Sharks coming up soon. So yeah, it will be a real test for the Calgary Flames.
Hmm.
Hopefully they can weather the storm, and it's going to be an interesting season ahead. I mean, we are done 44 games. We still have few odd number of games left. Um, yeah, we don't. Hopefully, the Flames can stay the course, like you said. But hopefully, they have an answer to as well what they want to do soon. Because, like you said, we have a pick that's in the hands of us. That can go away. They can stay. Of course, if you're making the playoffs, make the playoffs. If you're not,
Hmm.
then you're not. All right, we'll segue into Calgary Wranglers, and this will tie it into Calgary Flames as well. But we talked about maybe a Hunt, a Klapka being a potential call up. Would you like to see anybody else? I know the Flames want to trend
Hmm.
younger. Who would you like to see maybe come into the team like a call up, or just given a chance in case we
Yeah,
are way out of the playoff picture moving forward?
I mean this might be kind of off the chart. Maybe we should try a guy like Martin Firk. We signed him to a contract. I don't know what he's been doing for the Wranglers because I haven't been fully paying attention. Let me just pull
Yeah,
up his.
Martin Fark has been having an amazing season. Day before yesterday, he scored. I think he had like three assists and a goal as well, like a power play goal. He has been really good for the Wranglers. He's one of the great veterans. So Martin
Okay.
Fark could be a certain option as well. I'm thinking of maybe like a Brustevich, Grishnikov, maybe. I know they haven't played a whole full season of pro hockey, but again, like I said, if the Flames are out of the playoff picture by a mile, then for sure go ahead and
Hmm.
push for those youngsters to give a chance. Dryden Hutt is there, Adam Klapka is there. We could give Stromgren a chance for sure. Um, yeah, a lot of different options.
Hmm. Yeah, and if we wanted to try one of those defensive guys out, um, we're gonna have to make some space there. But I think I think Barry might be a guy we might have to move on from. Maybe send him down and call up another young guy to give him a test.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I think we're running 8 defensemen or something. Like we're pretty.
yeah, we have Daniel Mermano that's sitting for how long now?
Oh yeah,
At
we have two
least a
guys
month.
sitting.
We have Tyson Berry who has been sitting, and then we have Kuzmenko also sitting. So three guys with the Flames who certainly have an unknown future ahead with the Flames. I don't know if there is something in the trade market for these three guys. So
Yeah, especially yeah, it's hard to say. Like Kuzmenko, he's kind of fallen off. I don't think he can get much back from her if there's even a market for him.
yeah, certainly. All right, let's head into a third segment. We talked. So, if you're just joining us right now, we talked about the Calgary Flames. We talked about if they should chase the playoffs. We talked potential call-ups. We talked about the recent few games, how the Flames won like 4 or 5 in a row to begin the season, and now they have dropped the two most important games probably in the season that could have decided their playoff picture or not, and that was against the St. Louis Blues. Once again, if you missed those two matches, the Flames dropped against the St. Louis Blues on Tuesday by a score of 2-1, and then very badly yesterday against St. Louis Blues, the same team, 4-1 as well. Colton Pareko, Bishan, all those. Even Dylan Holloway, I think he got like 2 or 3 assists yesterday for the St. Louis Blues. So them ranking up this performance, just 1 point behind the Flames now in the playoff standings. All right, let's talk about the Calgary Canucks since we both volunteer for that team. Mackenzie, you write for the team and you do statistics in between. I do color commentary for them. So let's talk about them. If you haven't watched the Calgary Canucks, first of all, we'll do a bit of an introduction team. They have been a team that's in the AJHL, the Alberta Junior Hockey League. I definitely recommend you to go check out a game. They play at the Maxwell Arena. That's their home arena. But this weekend they are not playing. They're in the road trip, like you pointed out, Drayton Valley tonight, and then Whitecourt Wolverines tomorrow. We'll talk about bit of more detail on that.
Hmm.
But the Calgary Canucks at Maxwell, wonderful team, almost gives you the vibes. So as you can see, Mackenzie's hat almost gives the vibes of the Calgary Flames. So if you want to watch a younger Calgary Flames inspiration team, go check out the Calgary Canucks. And if you want any more information, you can message me or Mackenzie. We'll be happy to help you answer any questions. But Mackenzie, let's start from all the way down. What's their record in the season so far?
Yeah, so the Canucks record so far this season, they're sitting at 22 wins, 10 losses, and 4 shootout overtime losses there. So they're now technically second in the South and third in the entire league. Um, their division rival, the Canmore Eagles, sit 3 points ahead, so they hold the top spot in the league and the division. But the Canucks currently hold a one game in hand with 3 points to strike. Um, over the last couple games here, the last 10 games, they're sitting at 6-2-2.
6-2 really good record if you're considering especially junior league teams. For those who haven't maybe watched junior hockey league teams, you often get these stretches. I know the Grand Prairie Storm in the Alberta Junior Hockey League got a stretch where they played 3 games in a row,
Hmm.
and that can tire out some teams. But I should maybe send praises out to these players because you sometimes play on a back to back, you play on odd days. I remember Calgary Canucks playing on the odd Wednesdays sometimes in between, then you play on a Friday evening and then a Sunday afternoon. So kind of these time changes, kind of these travelings, a lot of praise to them. All right, who are the top two players that maybe if you're a new fan to the Calgary Canucks, Mackenzie, and somebody should follow?
Yeah, so our top guy right now is Jack Plandowski. He's sitting at 51 points, and he actually leads the whole league. He has 23 goals, which is a Canucks lead, and then he has 28 assists. And he actually leads the league by 13 points, so he's 13 points ahead of the next guy.
Wonderful. All right, let's take a quick moment. Just looking at the Instagram chat. Snook has joined us. Lincoln has joined us. Welcome aboard. Thanks for tuning in. So we were talking about Jack Plandowski and Nolan Dupont. I think I named one comfortable line. So, like the Calgary Flames, they have the CBC line. That's the Coleman Backlink Coronado line. But there is this one line in the Calgary Canucks JJB line. The
The JJB.
Jack Landowski, Jaden Jolly, and Bowden Singleton line. What have you seen from those three? Bowden Singleton, of course, the captain of the team, and then we have Jaden Jolly and Jack Landowski.
All right, I guess we'll start with the Bowden Singleton. He's the captain and the heart and soul of the team. Singleton came into this season because if you paid attention last year, the Canucks actually won the league and went to the Centennial Cup. But Bowden Singleton broke his wrist in, I believe, the semifinals against Drumheller. So he missed all of that, and so far this season he's had a great year, and I think he's using that injury as like motivation because the Canucks are hosting the Centennial Cup this year, and they want to make it not just by hosting; they actually want to win the league. So Singleton's been using all that energy from what he's missed. Like he saw the team lose, so he's trying to. It's his last season. He wants to go all in. So that's kind of the leader of that line. Jaden Jolly is the newest member of that line. He came to the Canucks last month in December. He was a member of the Blackfalds Bulldogs in the BCHL. Um, that team was kind of struggling a little bit. They were one of the bottom teams in the BCHL this year. I know they were new to the league after playing half a season last year. Um, but it was so Jaden Jolly left that league and came back to Hockey Canada, played for the AJHL. Jolly was one of the top players with the Bulldogs the last few seasons. So he's kind of made his mark. He already came into this team, and I believe he came out flying out of the gate. Let me just pull up his. Yeah, so he's already got 12 points in 8 games that he's played in his return to the AJHL.
Yeah, 100%. And for Flames fans or even hockey fans, those who are watching right now, if you don't know, the Calgary Canucks are hosting the Centennial Cup Championship come May. It's running from May 8th to May 18th. Get your tickets right now at calgarycanucks.ca. Once again, I would say it's going to be a blast. I think we are expecting more than thousands of people to come and enjoy this top, I believe it's a 9 or 10 teams from the
Mm-hmm.
league coming in, or even across the championship coming and joining us to play. I know I interviewed our play-by-play guy Dane on the championship. He's excited. I am excited. You are excited as well, Mackenzie. Let's talk about the schedule coming up for the Calgary Canucks real quickly. Drayton Valley tonight, Whitecoat Wolverines tomorrow. I
Mm-hmm.
know the Calgary Canucks have struggled a bit against Whitecoat Wolverines this season. Yeah, your thoughts on that?
Overall, the Canucks, yeah, I mean, the Whitecourt Wolverines are one of the top team. I believe they're second in the league. They actually were in the finals against us last year. So, again, they're a really, really strong team. And on the road, the Canucks seem to struggle a bit more. They're sitting at 9-8-1 on the road, and they have two road games this weekend. The record is kind of not so great. I mean, they have more wins and losses, but goal scoring, they're fine. They have plus 15 on the road in goal scoring. So I think they're just losing some close games when they're on the road. So if they can clean up their road record a little bit, that would might be good for a playoff run.
Yeah, 100%. Sitting right at the top for that playoff run, of course. Yeah, no doubt in goal scoring at all. I have seen games that we have won 8 nothing.
Hmm.
I've seen games we have scored more than 3 goals, not like the Flames. But they have really good talent as well.
Hmm.
And then yeah, like you said, Jaden Jolie, one of the newest members,
Hmm.
he's been playing really well. That line with JGB chemistry. um, yeah, any final thoughts on the Calgary Canucks? What you're looking forward to seeing from him, from the team, or can we expect anybody new joining the team?
Well, the trade deadline happened on January 10th. I know we could still make some signings, and if you take a look at the AJHL transactions, they do have a couple of players they have rights to that play in other leagues. So maybe we could see one of those guys joining, but at the moment, I think the team's kind of set. they kind of like what they have, and they have a really strong foundation. Um, they built a lot of the team in the off season and coming into the season, and they made a couple of new signings and moves over the last month, but most of it's kind of here to stay. They kind of like what they got. I just want to mention, I don't know, did we talk about the home side for the Canucks?
Uh, a little bit. If you want to talk about that, go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, if you live in Calgary and you want to get see some great junior action in Calgary, besides the Hitmen, the Canucks are pretty good. Like we said, they play at Max Bell. At home, you probably going to see a win. They are 13-2-1 at home.
Yeah, I believe they are back home next weekend, correct?
Yep.
If I
Yeah,
look
they
at
play
this.
2 games next weekend.
So come check out them. I'll be there if I am free, if my schedule allows me. So come say hi if you are able to. Once again, you can visit all the details at calgarycanucks.ca. All right, now let's do a quick schedule look for all the teams we talked about. We'll talk about the Calgary Headmen as well, since you touched a little bit as well, Mackenzie, and then we'll
All right.
close it out. But if you have any questions, final thoughts, put them in the chat. We'll get to them in just a few moments. But we'll start with the Calgary Flames. They continue their road trip. They will take on the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow. Mackenzie, quick score prediction: Calgary Flames and Winnipeg Jets.
I'm gonna say 4-2 Jets.
4-2 Jets. All right. Uh, no pressure. Not gonna hold you accountable, but I'll just write this down just in
Hey,
case.
I hope I'm wrong, but
No, I think I showed you yesterday. I have this fun book where so okay, here is one thing. If you like keeping track of score predictions, you want to challenge yourself, head to Dollarama right now. You can buy a kit which is like a Flames I think it they have almost Calgary Flames and Edmonton Oilers kit. So
mhm.
get one of the Flames kit. It has a do not disturb sign, game day sign. You can hang it out on your door if you're watching a Flames game. There is a flag you can stick somewhere across your wall. And then there is a game prediction book as well. You can use those fun stickers and then write down your score prediction. So if you want to do a fun activity over the weekend, that's your opportunity to do so. So the Calgary Flames taking on the Jets tomorrow. That's a 5 p.m. puck drop, so a little earlier for the Flames fans. That's if you're in Calgary, or 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then the Calgary Flames have an odd 4 day break, Mackenzie, and then they take on the Buffalo Sabres at home. So it's when we see these maybe odd rest days for the Flames,
Mhm.
you see them tending to perform poor, but I hope that's not the case. We'll see how that goes. So that's the Calgary Flames. Now let's head to Calgary Wranglers. They are on a road trip. They'll take on. Just give me 1 second while I load the Calgary Flame Wranglers app. So they play on Saturday, day after tomorrow, against the San Diego Gulls. That's an away game in San Diego at the Pachanga Arena in San Diego. It's a 7 p.m. puck drop. Your score prediction on the Wranglers game?
So they're playing San Diego.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say 5-1 Wranglers. Just gonna
5-1
have some fun.
Wranglers.
We're gonna see some goals.
Yeah, we have Sam Honzek, we have Martin Ferk, we have Dryden Hunt, Adam Klapka. Of course, that could change because there have been hintings that Flames could recall someone just because that fourth line is not working. We'll see how that fares out, but don't hold me accountable for that. Next team is the Calgary Roughnecks. They are hosting a superhero party tomorrow, the Marvel Party, at the Saddle Dome against who are they playing? Now I feel bad. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll just take a look. So the Calgary Roughnecks are playing Georgia Swamp tomorrow. I know Sportsnet 960 was giving away some tickets over the week. Of
Nice.
course, if you snag some tickets, good luck. Go enjoy that game. Um, and how do I know that? Because I was interning with Sportsnet 960 all over this week. Um, if you didn't hear about that, I'll share about a quick story as well if you want to ask me about the Sportsnet opportunity. Then the Calgary Headmen are at home tonight at the Dome,
Hmm.
taking on.
The
You'll get
Medicine Hat Tigers.
the Andrew Basha and
Yep.
the Gavin McKenna crew. I know that Andrew Basha is out for an injury.
Hmm.
Gavin McKenna will hit the Dome though. I heard it might be a busy game from what I heard from Sportsnet 960. So looking forward to that. Go cheer on the Headmen. It will be, and then I think they go take on the Medicine Hat Tigers again tomorrow in Medicine Hat. So.
Yeah,
Uh,
they have a busy weekend. They have Medicine Hat at home tonight, Medicine Hat on the road tomorrow, and then they're back on Sunday to take on the Regina Pats. So 3 games in 3 nights.
and Regina Pats, of course, the former team or former Connor Bedard playing for the Regina Pats as well.
Hmm.
I remember last year it was sold out when Connor Bedard was still with that team. So go cheer on the Headmen. And then last but not the least, Calgary Canucks, we just talked about right now. They are 2 game road trip. They take on the Drayton Valley tonight, and then they head to Whitecourt tomorrow. All right, let's final thoughts from you, Mackenzie, and then we'll take a look through the chat line. Um, what would you like to see from each of these teams? Where can people find you? Any final thoughts, comments like that?
Yeah, well, I want to start with a question for you.
Yeah.
So, how have you been doing up there in the box working on Calgary Canucks color commentary?
Oh yeah, that has been a fun experience. I am my duo with Dane Nobagra, who, if you haven't met, he's a fantastic person as well.
Hmm.
I enjoy doing color commentary, of course. I actually do double duty. I run the replay machine as well. So
Hmm.
if anybody of you watch on Flow Hockey, those replays you get instantly are run by me. So I cut those clips immediately and send them through your feed. So I do the replays, and then I do color commentary as well. I have a fun style of notes I make. Dane enjoys them. We talk about pronunciations, line changes all before the game. Then I add fun points. I know what you call Luke Travers and Riley Bracco filled in for the broadcast when I was
They
away
did.
for a couple of the games. So good to see them take my spot to an opportunity for to hear new faces. But I've been enjoying my journey so
Yeah,
far.
I was on last week, and I was joking with Bracco that he kind of took my because I was joking that I was the third in line for or the second in line for color, and now he's pushed me down to third. I mean, I haven't done a color game since last playoffs. I did a couple last year, but now this year I kind of switched into like more of a stat role. So when I'm at the games, I will check in, fill in all the stats for the online, and then when I'm not at the games, I'm usually doing all their write ups. So I mean, I've kind of got my plate full already. But if an opportunity arises, I might jump back on that mic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, there have been talks also that I lost my role, but I'm lucky to keep it.
To Bracco.
To Braco and even to Luke Travers, I think so I missed one game, and then when I came back, Lindsay was telling me, "Oh, uh, I think you can take a day off," jokingly, of course,
Yeah.
because the players will do it. I said, "I'm here. It's fine. I'll do it. I enjoy doing it." So, good question. Thank you. I appreciate that. No major questions on our chat line, of course. We just had that one question. Should the Flames trade Rasmus Anderson? Again, we both are on the fence line.
Hmm.
Of course, he's a great piece to the team. He has been one of the most vital part. Along with Viger Anderson, we got half of our blue line defensemen out already. So like they know Hannafin, Chris Tanov. We have two guys sitting as well. Barry and Miramanov. Those two we don't know when they'll come in because Hanley has made it so tough for Ryan Haska to remove him from the lineup. Yesterday, I didn't necessarily like the game from Viger and Hanley. I think they had a couple of mistakes resulting to the goal. They got scored against. I don't know if you noticed that, Mackenzie, but I don't know if we'll see changes coming that front. But I think, yeah, I think we need to take a decision sooner on Barry, Kuzmenko, and what do you call Miramano coming soon.
Hmm.
Otherwise, we are in kind of a deadlock. And Lincoln is asking, I don't know, this is totally off topic related, but thoughts on Lucic leaving from the league. I mean, Lucic not part of the team anymore, so I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. And his off, he had some off ice issues. So I don't really want to make too much comment on it. But I mean, he's an older player, so I think it's fine that he's kind of out of the league now. But
And Kill Miller saying Lucic was the best player.
sure,
Yeah,
if that's what you think.
it's your opinion. I'll leave it to you. Yeah, we'll leave it to you. And then Call My Hero says you're my hero. All right, I appreciate that. All right, yeah, Mackenzie, where can people find you? Any final thoughts and comments?
Yeah, you can find me on all major social media sites under my username is just my first initial, my last name, followed by my favorite number 37, so M Grafton 37. And then you can actually find me on other places as well under other channels. So since I do social media and I'm a contributing writer for the Win column, you can find me on the Win column social media accounts. And if you're fans of other teams like the Oilers or the Leafs, you can also find me on their other channels as well, where I do some highlights for them as well. And sometimes I will lend a hand doing an article about them as well. So you can find me across all three Win column network sites.
And I love your highlights, Mackenzie. You're so fast at it. You create clips for especially the Flames goals and you post them. That's wonderful. Keep up the great work. Kale Miller says Huberto has playing better now. Yeah, 100, I would agree. Once again, I think he has dropped off the last three games. So it's that roller coaster Huberto we are seeing. He was dropping off at the beginning. Then we saw a spike in December, that dad energy maybe. I know he was having a child, and then now 3 games we haven't seen much of him. Hopefully that can change soon. But yeah, what have you seen from Huberto?
Yeah, he's had a pretty like December, like you said, he had a really good December. This year he's bounced back a little bit. I mean, he's passed his goal totals for the Flames the last two seasons, but he's only on pace for around 60 in the mid 60s for points, so it's not that big of a jump. It'd be about a 10-point jump on average. So it's nice to see him bounce back, but he's still not that $10.5 million player that we want out of him.
Yeah, 100%. All right, here is a hard hitting question, and I'll hear your thoughts first, Mackenzie, and then I'll answer. Who's the better goalie, Blooder or Wolf? This is coming from Cole Maya Hyra.
I'm gonna have to go with Vladar. Not just kidding. I'm gonna go with Dustin Wolf on this one. He's clearly the better goalie. He's a pretty good rookie goalie. He's coming out of the gate. I know he struggled in the last game against St. Louis, but that's bound to happen. All goalies have an off night, and Wolf's kind of been the one carrying the team all season for the Flames, especially with their goal scoring. Flames can't really score much, and Dustin Wolf is keeping them in the games with his great saves. So I have to say with Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday too, I know he would have liked a couple goals back, Dustin Wolf, of course. But then, especially when the Flames when Sharangovich scored yesterday 3-1, Wolf made a couple key saves. I thought he kept them in the game again. But again, there was no real run support for him yesterday. Dan Vladar also, I feel bad for him. I know he has played great recently too, but it's the run support in front of him that is not getting um, what you call the flame Dustin Wolf. Um, or Dan Vladar the chance. Yeah, I agree with Lincoln. Vladar hasn't had his time to shine. Yeah, 100%. I think Dan Vladar gets that hard, what you call starts, especially on the second half of a back to back. I think they're gonna run with Wolf. Okay, here is my question. So you get Mackenzie, you guess 4-2 Jets on Saturday. That's tomorrow. Who do you think is gonna start? Is it gonna be Dan Vladar or Dustin Wolf tomorrow?
I mean, they're probably going to go back to Dan Vladar on this one. Um,
Yeah.
just because of just last game with Wolf. I mean, it wasn't his fault. I know he let in like one or two bad goals, but I think they're going to probably run back to Vladar, and which is fine. I don't think they should be running Wolf into the ground this season. I know a lot of fans want to see him like in every game. I know he's great. He's fun to watch, but he's still developing as a goalie, and I don't think we should put too much on his plate too fast. So I think we should give Vladar a chance to see what he can do.
And Cole is saying hopefully they start Wolf. Maybe we'll see. Of course, we are not the Flames. Um, I know. Yeah, the Flames fans complain a lot when we don't see Wolf starting, and I understand the reason. But again, you all should understand that Dustin Wolf is just a rookie. He's still learning his style of NHL. He still has development, and you don't need to tire him out anyway. Maybe next season he might get the bulk of
Hmm.
the starts. When okay, now talking about that point, should the Flames trade Dan Vladar, Mackenzie?
Probably should move on from him. I know we have Devin Cooley who could come up and play backup for the Flames, but I just kind of, if we do trade him, I just don't know what happens with the Wranglers goaltending situation. So, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so right now Devin Cooley is not playing for the Wranglers. I know he's day to day. I believe he is undergoing some concussion test or something
Mm,
from an Instagram post I saw. I know he had one bad game couple days ago, and that took him out. So right now the tandem in the Wranglers is Connor Murphy and Walter Ignatiev. Ignatiev is almost like Dan Vladar. They don't have the brightest of the starts. Like they
mm.
let off the first or second shot. But I see a promising thing in Connor Murphy. I don't know if he's NHL ready or not. So if that's the case, maybe they'll have to ride with Connor Murphy and Walter Ignatiev in the AHL, and they run with Devin Cooley and Wolf in the next season. But once again, that could hurt the Wranglers. Of course, Devin Cooley with startling numbers in the AHL. So let him stay as long as he can there. Let him continue the run support for the Wranglers. But it's going to be an interesting question down the road. Um, I know the Flames might look into trading Dalvada just because they want to give Wolf the bulk of the stats. But again, is it too early? Maybe. Kale Miller is asking, do you think Kadri is the best player?
Like on the Flames?
Yeah.
Uh, don't really think so. He's one of our better players on the team, but I mean that's a guy I'd like to see if we can trade, if we can get something for him.
Yeah, I don't know if his contract will be a bearing factor though. I don't know how many teams would take on his contract, but we'll see if something they can move on. And then Lincoln is saying, I think Giordano will play great. Giordano is not even with the team right now. I don't know if there is
Because I
any.
don't think he's even playing in the league anymore. I think he's kind of a free agent or retired. Last I checked, so it's not a question or anything. That's nothing. Like okay, whatever that guy's trying to say.
And then final, Kale Makar is saying also Flames should tag for Gavin McKenna. Once again, Gavin McKenna comes eligible next year. Of course, that's what most Flames fans want, I believe. And I mean, from what I've heard, the common consensus on this is there is nothing really interesting in the draft pile this year. It would be more curious for next year. And of course, if they want an elite player, I think Gavin McKenna is one choice. And maybe they could do the tanking next season. Your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I guess next season's the time to tank. I don't really ever want to tell a team to actively tank. Players, I don't think they love. They don't like. I don't think they have that mindset. They want to win games. They're there to win. They're not there to lose. But
Yeah.
if they were to be bad next year, I'm not going to be upset because Gavin McKinnon would be a great draft pick.
Yeah, I think we
This
understood.
year,
Oh, sorry.
there's a couple of gems, so I don't think we should count out this draft entirely. But it's just like probably at this point, the Flames aren't getting number one pick, so you're gonna have to look a little bit elsewhere. And if we do end up losing that pick to Montreal, we're gonna be picking pretty late on our other couple first round picks.
Yeah, 100%. Um, yeah, what I was gonna say, I think we saw that this season. Even though you try to trade away players, you take away most of the majority of the players, and you still get your draft capital up. You have a couple draft picks in your cupboard, but still the Flames team is competitive. You have seen that. I know these past couple games we talked again at the beginning of the show. The last couple games they dropped the ball completely against the St. Louis Blues. But if you consider and you tell me, if you told me at the beginning of the season the Flames is going to be a playoff team, no, I would say no to you right away, because we knew that. We kind of predicted that. Then we are into 44 games, and now they're holding a second spot in the wild card. So I think Mackenzie, you have a good point there, that you can't get teams to actively tank. Like nobody will purposely lose for you, but yeah, if you can get Gavin McKenna on your team, that could be ideal. Let's see. Nate, I haven't heard this player, Mackenzie, but there is one other chat here. Draft Nate Corbett. Have you heard of a player named Nate Corbett?
Nope, and I don't think he's eligible for the draft from what I looked at real quick. But no, I don't think that's a topic of discussion we need to talk about. I think that kind of wraps up my day. I don't think I have much more to talk about. We talked about all major Calgary teams.
All right. So that will do it on behalf of Mackenzie Grafton. And my name is Anand. Thanks for watching. This is episode number, whichever, I don't know. It's been a long time. I did a show as well. Once again, thank you, Mackenzie. Thank you to everybody who spent the afternoon with us. Have a great weekend. Once again, the
Yeah, you
Calgary
too.
Flames play. And the Calgary Flames play tomorrow against the Winnipeg Jets. That will do it. Have a great weekend. Stay warm. I know Calgary is getting snow and cold weather soon this weekend, so
Yeah, the
stay
wind's been
warm.
nasty.
Yeah, if you are in Calgary, stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you sometime soon.
Okay.
Bye. Uh,